can't believe it.
Are you stressed?
Yes.
Evan has probably been the most excited about his office. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
what do you think so
far? I could work in there.
It was a busy week for Bates family followers, but the attention wasn't focused on just one story. While Kaybrie Bates unexpectedly found herself at the center of an online discussion after sharing details about her relationship with Warden Bates, Carlin Bates was celebrating a major milestone as she and Evan Stewart officially began moving into their long-awaited dream home. One update sparked debate and skepticism across social media, while the other generated excitement as followers watched months of planning finally become reality. The conversation surrounding Kaybrie began after she opened up during a series of Instagram Q&A responses. Followers asked how she and Warden met, what their first date was like, and what she loves most about her husband. Kaybrie explained that their relationship started through social media and quickly grew into something much more meaningful. She described an immediate connection, long conversations, and a growing belief that God had brought them together at exactly the right time. She also revealed that their first date included a shopping trip, dinner at the Cheesecake Factory, and even meeting much of Warden's family. When asked what she loves most about him, she praised his selflessness, kindness, and the way he makes her feel valued and cared for. Overall, the stories painted a very romantic picture of a relationship that she clearly still views with excitement and gratitude. But while many Instagram followers simply saw a newlywed sharing sweet memories, the reaction became much more interesting once screenshots of those stories made their way onto Reddit. Almost immediately, commenters began focusing on the gap between the way Kaybrie told the story and the way they interpreted it. While Kaybrie described a journey filled with faith, timing, and meaningful connection, many Reddit users jokingly boiled the entire story down to something much simpler. Someone sent a DM that became the running theme throughout much of the discussion, with commenters repeatedly pointing out that what sounded like a dramatic love story was, at its core, a modern social media relationship that started online. The writing itself quickly became another topic of conversation. Several users argued that the response sounded unusually polished for an Instagram story, with some joking that it felt more like something written by artificial intelligence than a spontaneous answer. Others said the explanation contained a lot of emotional language without providing many specific details. One of the most common criticisms was that Kaybrie seemed to be saying a lot while revealing very little at the same time. Whether people agreed or disagreed, it was clear that the wording of the story attracted almost as much attention as the story itself. The discussion didn't stop there. A number of commenters also focused on the timeline of the relationship. Some felt that the way Kaybrie described Warden sounded more like someone reflecting on a relationship that had lasted for years rather than one that developed relatively quickly. Others questioned whether it was possible to know someone deeply enough within such a short period to speak with that level of certainty. At the same time, not everyone was critical. Some people said they genuinely hoped the marriage would be successful and viewed the stories as nothing more than a newlywed enthusiastically talking about her husband. In the end, the Reddit thread became less about the facts of the relationship and more about how differently people interpreted the exact same story. While Kaybrie's relationship was being dissected online, Carlin Bates was having a very different week altogether. After months of updates documenting construction progress, design decisions, and preparations for moving day, she and Evan Stewart finally reached the moment they had been waiting for. They officially began moving into their new home, a milestone that many followers have been eagerly anticipating right alongside them. From the moment the update was posted, the excitement was obvious. Moving trucks were arriving, furniture was being unloaded, and rooms that had previously appeared empty were finally beginning to look lived in. Carlin celebrated the moment with an enthusiastic caption announcing that they had finally made it. At the same time, she acknowledged that there was still plenty of work ahead before everything would be fully finished. She even joked about making an unexpected discovery behind their washer and dryer, adding a relatable moment to what was otherwise a huge family milestone. The update captured the reality of moving into a new house. Even after months of planning, there are always surprises waiting around the corner. Still, the overall feeling wasn't stress. It was excitement. For Carlin and Evan, this wasn't simply another move. It was the beginning of a chapter they had spent a long time working toward. Family members quickly filled the comment section with support. Josie Bates expressed how excited she was for the couple. Zach Bates called the milestone exciting, Lawson Bates joined the celebration, and Lydia Bates reminded them that after such a long process, they were finally almost at the finish line. Followers were equally enthusiastic. Many immediately requested a complete house tour once everything was unpacked and organized, while others offered moving tips and practical advice. Some even noticed specific details visible in the background and encouraged the family to take safety precautions around certain pieces of furniture. The comments reflected how invested followers have become in every stage of the home's journey. Just when fans thought they had seen the biggest update of the week, Carlin shared another look inside the house, this time focusing less on moving and more on design. She publicly thanked Sanctuary Interiors for helping bring the home together and gave followers another glimpse at spaces that were beginning to look much closer to completion. This update shifted the conversation entirely. Instead of discussing boxes and moving trucks, people began talking about design choices, furniture, and the overall look of the house. Followers immediately started pointing out details they loved: hardwood floors, wallpaper, crown molding, wainscoting, custom furniture, and carefully selected decor all became topics of conversation in the comments section. Some viewers were impressed by how elegant the home looked, while others appreciated that it still felt warm and welcoming rather than overly formal. What stood out most was how different the house looked compared to earlier construction updates. For the first time, many followers felt like they were seeing not just a house, but a home beginning to take shape. Even members of the Bates family couldn't hide their excitement. Kaybrie commented that she was obsessed with how everything looked and couldn't wait to see the finished result. Zach Bates also pointed out how impressive the home already appeared despite still being a work in progress. The reactions reflected what many followers seemed to be feeling. After watching months of progress updates, they were finally seeing the vision come together room by room, detail by detail. What makes these two stories interesting is that they highlight completely different moments in life happening within the same family at the same time. Kaybrie found herself looking back and sharing the story of how her relationship with Warden began, only to discover that social media users had plenty of opinions about the way she told it. Meanwhile, Carlin and Evan were focused entirely on the future, celebrating the realization of a dream they have spent months building toward. One update sparked debate, skepticism, and endless online commentary. The other generated excitement, congratulations, and anticipation for what comes next. Together, they offered followers two very different reasons to keep watching the latest developments from the Bates family.